It got half good.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to an evening with 12th Avenue and their music video release. My name is Samantha Kentish. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we want to send a special thank you to Waves for hosting us tonight. There are so many things affecting our world right now. So many things that are negative, so many things that are emotionally impactful. This event and this video is a way for us to hold space for the people that have been most severely impacted. We'll have a few speakers this evening, and each of them will touch lightly on the things that are going on with us right now. First up, we'll have Ms. Sharina Richardson, who is the Non-Communicable Disease Program Officer. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. So I was asked to say a few words on coronavirus. I'll keep it short. I remember like yesterday when our side of the world heard the whispers about this new virus that was causing much sickness and death in China. Coronavirus. I remember thinking how terrible it would be if this would ever reach our shores. But if I'm honest, at the time, I never expected to deal with the pandemic up close. Not long after, my thoughts were proven wrong as I noticed the virus beginning to spread to other parts of the world. It jumped from city to city, country to country, continent to continent. The threat became ever so real, and by early March we knew that sooner or later we would be faced with the fears of what it could bring head on. Many of us were out of work by the end of that same month. Others were told by employers that they were no longer able to remain open in the months following. The effects of this pandemic came in like a wrecking ball, or as you'd imagine a city's lights go out during a power outage. Today, while we continue hoping for better days in the near future, the uncertainty still lingers. My personal and professional experience with the pandemic came via the repatriation process, and this will go down in history as one of the most challenging tasks during my time at the Ministry of Health. I was assigned as one of the coordinators of the COVID-19 response repatriation team. This uniquely challenging job involved following strict health protocol, safety, and testing, accounting for divergent travel requirements between countries and shifting of flight schedules, all while showing empathy and compassion to repatriates during this period of uncertainty. I engaged extensively and communicated with repatriates and their families, airport personnel, and airline managers. This role required meticulous logistics planning as well as being able to exercise extreme patience and tact. Anguilla has had the most flexible repatriation. I'll say that again. Anguilla has had the most flexible repatriation process of all Caribbean islands whose borders remain closed. And Anguilla is one of the few destinations in the world that remains COVID-19 free following repatriation of its citizens. Now, the big debate rings loudly and has been about a balancing act between remaining closed, between the health and well-being of our people and the health of our economy. The reality is that in each country, decisions that are made by human beings like you and me. Many who receive calls daily about starved children and adults with months of unpaid bills who cannot and will not make ends meet for a very long time. In the coming weeks and months, our island's resilience will be tested on many fronts. To the people I love and deeply care for, I say to you, safeguard yourself and others. Wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water. Use hand sanitizer if you are unable to wash your hands, and practice physical distancing in all public spaces. Be selfless in your approach to precautionary measures amid this pandemic, understanding that the lives greatly affected might be others than yourself. Act responsibly and do your part in our efforts to beat COVID-19. Thank you.
We have all been hit hard with the COVID-19 pandemic. But even before that, our emotions were hit and hurt and angered at the unwarranted passing of Kenny Mitchell. Our next few speakers will touch on this. I ask the Honorable Minister Hayden Hughes to come up and say a few words, please.
Hello, good night. I just want to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Minister of Education, Ms. Deanne Kentish-Rogers. And I also want to thank Mr. Chutson for eloquently speaking on the COVID-19 response. But as you all know, Kenny Mitchell is a gentleman that I did not know. But on hearing of the situation way back on April the 13th, 2019, I think it was. And I remember that because the following day was my mother's birthday. And we were sitting at breakfast and I heard the story. And I was so happy to be a good friend of one of the witnesses. And when he called me crying, I could not believe a strong young man would be crying. I couldn't come to grips with what he was saying. And eventually I got him to calm down. He told me what he had witnessed. And eventually, as you all know, I sprung into action. And it was not because I knew Kenny, but what happened not only on that fateful afternoon, but what transpired thereafter. And even though I don't have a son at that age, it could have been any of our sons or uncles, brothers. And there's a saying that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And this has not yet come to a conclusion. There's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a gentleman that needs to be sent to Anguilla to face the criminal justice system. And don't believe that because we were elected to office means that we have stopped the fight. The fight continues. And I could remember during that time, there were so many friends and not so friendly people saying to me, advising me to keep quiet, to stay silent. But I was never brought up to keep silent. And given the fact that there was an imminent election, the stakes were high, and I knew that it would cost me, or could cost me, elected office, but I did not care. I did not care about elections at that time because it was more than just me. It was more than just about Kenny. It was about his daughter, his family, his extended family, a nation. And so the fight had to be fought. And the fight will continue to be fought until justice, in whatever that sounds like and whatever that looks like, is solved. So I'm here tonight. I'm here tonight not only in my capacity as the Minister of Tourism and Infrastructure, but also to support the arts. It's something that has been dear to my heart from a child on up. And even though I have not been blessed with great vocals, I have not been blessed with any musical talent whatsoever, one of the things that God has blessed me is a good ear. And I believe that I have an ear for talent. And I hate to see talent wasted. I remember as a child, there was a NAACP ad that said, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." And I believe talent is also a terrible thing to waste, because there are too many talented people, especially in Anguilla, who are older than I, who never had opportunity because we never understood what the arts, what possibilities there were in the arts. But we now are coming of age, and we have seen the exploits of Deanna Mussington, and we have seen the exploits, and we shouldn't have to wait on Deanna Mussington. We have seen what Bob Marley has not only brought to the Caribbean and Jamaica, but has brought to the world. We see what Rihanna has brought to the Caribbean and has brought to the world. So hopefully we'll see much more coming out of Anguilla, because we have the talent. It's just to give the support to that talent, to give them every opportunity at success. So I'm here, and I'm rendering my full support, and I look forward to great things as we move forward. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Mr. Steve Garlick up to give a few words. Are you ready, Steve?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. You can tell I'm technically challenged, can't you? I would normally talk about protocol, but tonight I'm not going to acknowledge anybody. I'm going to acknowledge everybody. So welcome, friends and supporters. At the session, or at the meeting we had opposite the police station a few months ago, I said that the process to get Mr. Hapgood here is fiendishly difficult. The process is long, and that will mean that we need to keep strong. And this is a terribly convoluted diagram of the process. Luckily, I have used the office photocopier, and I have got 50 copies here, so if anybody wants to look at them later, please come up to the bar and get one. You probably can't read this. I can't read it from here. But we have 5 levels of courts: a magistrate's court, a high court, an appeals court, a jury, the Privy Council, you name it. And if we pull back just a little bit, what we've done is the green bit. We've started the initial preliminary inquiry. The magistrate couldn't or didn't know whether he could continue it after Mr. Hapgood deigned not to appear. So the police commissioner went to the High Court, and the High Court told the magistrate to get on with it. Mr. Hapgood then decided to appeal that decision. And in June, I think June 14, if memory serves me, which is the 3rd green bit there, the appeal court said, go away, your appeal's rejected, you've got to let the magistrate continue the case. After that, bless the British legal system, we had to give him another 8 weeks to decide whether to appeal to the Privy Council in the UK. That has now passed. And I've been trying to get hold of the AG all day to find out if he did appeal. My belief is he didn't appeal to the Privy Council, which one saved us some time and money, but wasted 8 weeks. So now the red box is okay, let's go all the way back to the Magistrates' Court to finish the last 3 days of the preliminary inquiry, Thank you. He finishes it and he says to the High Court, okay, get a jury together, you can hear this guy. All right, so the case is answered. It goes to the High Court with a jury, and the jury and the judge will hear the case. And at that stage, the Crown, i.e. the police, can add any number of charges that they want. I'm hoping one of them says murder. I know Americans are used to murder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, or however many you've got. Actually, the penalty for manslaughter and murder can be the same. But I would prefer to be charged with murder, manslaughter, ABH, GBH, criminal damage, you name it, and let's make certain that most of those stick. After that, the jury will find him guilty because they're sensible creatures, and the judge will sentence him. Hang on, guys, he can still appeal. All right? Even if he's guilty, he can appeal on a point of law, or if the sentence is too long, God knows what. I can't think of a sentence that would be too long. But that said, he goes to prison for a very, very long time. Now, if we scan back a little bit to the blue bit at the bottom, which you can just about see across there, but you probably can't read, it means after the preliminary inquiry happens, then the governor has assured me that the British will start extradition of Mr. Hapgood with the United States. We are covered with that. Okay, Anguilla through the UK have an extradition treaty with the US. The US consul in Barbados has already said, when we gave him bloody bail, that he would come back. And we are hoping, against hope, that he will. This will mean that he will go that line straight to jail, not prison, same place here, until all of those other processes that I've been through are finished. So after he's extradited, he will be in the Green Hotel. And let's hope the air conditioning, the fans, the TVs, and nothing else works in that place. I'm quite happy to put a portable heater in his room. But I'm saying to you, this is a long process. We've only been through a third of it. Some of it may be quicker, all right? But at the end of the day, we have to keep strong in the belief, and you can pray to any God you believe in, that he will be back and he will enjoy our hospitality. Thank you. And I've got some sheets behind the bar if you want to read that and have a dose of insomnia.
And Mr. Davon Carty will come up and say a few words.
Thank you. I didn't have to come up. I'm up here already. There have been quite a few revelations since I was born, but I want to bring it to since our experience with Kenny's murder. And I want to ask one question, and it's simply, are you my brother? Or are you my sister? We used to shake hands as a greeting. Are you my brother? And in recent occurrences, they did not recognize them as brothers. I think I understand, finally, something I've struggled with for many years, racism. The kneeling on the neck, the 7 shots in the back. Why 7? I've never been shot before. but I understand that it hurts. Enough to make you chill out. So why 7? But I finally figured it out. It's the same feeling when I grab a tin of bug spray to flit a wasp. You will get an abundance of aerosol, or a shoe to kill a centipede. He can get a ton of licks until he's pulp. Or put out a trap for a rat. In the morning I get up and I throw the body unceremoniously out. Those creatures are considered nothing but pests. I don't consider their positions or their rights, or if they have family or children waiting for their return. They are not my species. They are not my brothers. My brother would never choke me out. My friend would never shoot me in the back 7 times. Yes, I do have a certain fear of centipedes. And yes, I also have a fear of wasp. I finally get it. They did not see them as brothers or sisters. And now I understand the origin of such actions. It's beyond hate, beyond race, into indifference. We are all not the same. I finally figured it out. This is a revelation. I finally get it. Are you my brother? Or are you my sister? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So now I would love to introduce Miss Deanna Mussington, who is going to bless us with some vocals this evening.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
P4765, your vehicle blocking somebody. Need you to move, please. P4765.
One. One, two. One, two. Oh, pirates, yes, they rabbi, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. But won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? Is all I ever had. Redemption song, these songs of freedom. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy. 'Cause none of them can stop the time. How long Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. Thank you, Ira, for that beautiful guitar music. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Mitchell, Kenny's dad, up to say a few words. He's coming? Okay. Deanna, so beautiful, so beautiful.
So I don't know what they want me to say, but actually, just again. Good evening to all. Welcome to join us in this session tonight. Kenny Richie Martin Mitchell was my son. Well, he's still my son, and he will always be my son, no matter where he is right now. And sometimes people ask me, people tell me that time will heal the wounds. But there's one thing I know is that while the wound may heal, the scar will always be there. So that's a scar in my heart that will never, ever go away. Kenny was a very loving guy. Kenny was a good soul. And I must say, Kenny didn't have to go that way. Not at all. Kenny had too much plans to be somebody in life. Kenny was very obedient. He was very helpful. Kenny would do anything for anybody. You know, there's so much I can say about Kenny tonight. It's gonna take me all night, so I gotta find a way to shorten it down. First of all, I really want to get some justice for my son. I really want some justice for him. Every time I talk about Kenny, it always bring tears to my eyes, but I can't help it. Because I miss him, and then I don't even Kenny, I really doesn't always like to talk about it, because it does really, when I really think of the happening and how it really happens, it really kills me inside, you know. But we always have the support of the people of Anguilla. The Honorable Hayden Hughes, he was a shoulder that he was leaning on. He'd been there. People like Devon and many more, always there for us. They've been there, and I just want to thank them, because it's not an easy road, and there's no justice yet. Still hoping for that. You know, Kenny was a good character. Kenny loved his work. He used to always tell me, "Daddy, I'm gonna make you proud one day." One day he told me while he was at work, because he always looked at me as his hero, his mentor. One day he was at work and he was doing something, and he got it done. But when he came back the evening, he told me, "Daddy, I got something to show you." Opened his phone and showed me the picture of what he did. And he told me it was difficult for him to get it done, but when he think of me, nothing never too hard for me to do. And I never back down in anything that I have to do. So he remembered that. And then he told me that caused him to get it done. So he just had to take out the picture to show it to me. Something he never did before. But he just think of me and he said, my daddy would have get it done, so I'm gonna get it done. He always tell me that he wants to be a great man like me. He'd love to ask people if they know me when they give him a ride to work, because it was his pleasure for people to tell him something good about me. He was always proud of me, for sure. He would tell me how much he loved me as often as he could. These things I miss. And I'll always miss it, no matter how long it takes. You know, it will never change. There's nothing that will change. Like I said before, the sky may heal, but it's still gonna remain there. There's nothing can change that. You know? When I brought Kenny here at a very early age, he went to school at Road School. And then from there, he went back to Dominica. And I brought him back here to work with me. And then he works at Fountain. Then he ended up working where he find his death. He's gone that far already, so there's nothing we can do about it. But I wish Kenny had fulfilled his dreams. Kenny wanted to be an architect. Kenny wanted to be a rap star. He wanted to be so much. He wanted to be a maintenance man. And there's no way that anybody can make me believe that Kenny would do something so stupid with his uniform on him, and he had so much pride for his work. This just does not make sense to me. However, we are looking forward to get justice for my son, Kenny. And to all those who support this situation, I just want to thank each and every one of you. And Kenny raised from a good family. And I know for sure, I know what kind of boy I had, and I know Kenny was a good man. He was a good soul, loving guy, loved people, loved to share. I'll give you a little joke, right? One time we were gonna cook a little yard fowl. And by the time we get home, Kenny invite 10 people to eat one little yard fowl. I said, but Kenny, but how are we gonna share that? He just had to laugh. He just can't help it. You know, he's just been good to everybody. So there's a lot to miss with Kenny. I'm gonna miss him. There's no two way about it. Thank you, guys.
Well done. Well done.
I'd like to invite Mr. Tehran Azil to come and give us a bit of a spoken word this evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. All right. Before I say my poem, I just want everybody to understand that what just happened with Kenny's dad speaking. If you've been to any of the other events or any program involving Kenny, someone always spoke on his behalf. But tonight he spoke, and that in itself is a small victory, because with fighting, what we actually do is we give people the strength to speak up and to express their feelings. So everybody give him another round of applause. And for me, this whole movement is It is about Kenny, but it's also about influencing the next generation, the kids who I look at every day in school, and especially when it just happened, and they came back to school and they were talking about the event, and then when Gavin Scott Hapgood was allowed to fly back to the U.S., they couldn't believe it. They were in shock. How could a man come to their island, Anguilla, kill somebody and then fly back to his country? And to them, they see nothing being done. And then the weeks and months that followed, there were people talking, but nothing was being done until it's like everybody forgot about it. And when that happened, eventually, after a year passed, I decided to start the Caribbean Lives Matter movement, because when George Floyd died in the US, I started posting things on social media every day until I eventually started feeling like a hypocrite, because it makes no sense that you talk about things that are not even happening in your country, and an event similar to what you're talking about happened and you say nothing about it. So that spurred me to start the Caribbean Lives Matter movement. And to date, we have held 2 rallies, one here, one in Dominica. If you follow if you haven't followed, you can follow it on Facebook and on Instagram, Caribbean Lives Matter. We also started a petition that has over 32,000 signatures, and what that has done is spread word across the world where people actually have an understanding or have knowledge of what's going on. So I urge you to continue speaking, continue talking. Don't think that you're beating a dead horse. What you're actually doing is keeping the memory alive, so that when children, or if we don't get the change or we don't see the results that we're looking for, children who see your fight will know that in the future you have set an example. All right? This poem that I'll do is a poem that I wrote and then eventually I dedicated to Kenny. Some of you may have heard it before. It's titled Freedom. This time, please listen to the words carefully. We're free, they say, yet every day obstacles stand in our way. Our governments have plans, yet they're controlled by big businesses and millionaires from foreign lands. When will we truly be free? All I see is misery and stains from blood that's been spilt. Our ancestors fought for our freedom, but like dying trees, their dreams wilt. The illusion of kindness, the illusion of freedom blankets our minds from clear thought. But what will it take to capture the freedom which our ancestors so desperately sought? Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, a genius once said. Simple, but yet profound. Maybe its true meaning got lost in the melody of his song, or maybe the simplicity of these words obscures their true meaning, or maybe our dazed minds and lackadaisical thoughts stand in the way of much needed critical thinking. Maybe Brother Bob should have spelt it out. To flow on the beat, he couldn't, but I will. We're not free because our minds are locked down to a system built on lies and half-truths. We live in an age where sense is not common. Our brains are weak because we take little time to think. We try to fit into institutions when we are equipped with skills to build our own. The seeds were sown, the trees grew, but we're too lazy and occupied to harvest the fruit. We've settled. As I sit and watch the fruits drop and rot from this tree whose branches spread across this earth, it hurts. It hurts because the fruits of this tree, so deeply rooted in culture and watered by the blood, sweat, and tears of our forsaken ancestors, are going to waste. So I pick up my basket with all of my talents and skills to put on display at the market of public opinion. With fears in my heart but a determined spirit, I pray that I can motivate my brothers and sisters to harvest the fruits of this tree. For too long, we've allowed our fruits to be plucked before they've even matured. We allow them to be sliced, diced, and minced right before our eyes while we stand aside and look.
Then our tongues get tired and twisted when they leave us with a sour taste, a taste worse than vinegar to our taste buds. Let's nurture these fruits, instill values of courage, strength, humility, and love for one another. This is our tribe. We need to stick together. Let's harvest these fruits, and in time we will be free from our dependence on these foreign businesses and millionaires who more times than not only care about their pockets and the illusion of kindness and generosity they portray. They don't really care about us. I'm free. Are you? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I ask that everyone makes their way to their seats. We will be dimming the lights, and it may be difficult for you to see. We don't want anybody to have any accidents. The following video is a creative expression of all that we have experienced lately and discussed tonight. Chad Kent was able to take the thoughts of 12th Avenue and bring them to fruition visually. We hope that you enjoy this presentation.
much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
Coronavirus. The Chinese government says the death toll there has now risen to 361. Scott Hapgood faces a manslaughter charge for the death of Kenny Mitchell.
Breonna Taylor was a 26-year-old EMT.
Ahmaud Arbery being shot and killed after being chased down.
The death of George Floyd.
Philando Castile,
Tamir Rice.
Tatiana Jefferson.
Dear Lord, I can't breathe. When it feels like there's too much to swallow, down on your luck, good times they would follow. Believe me when I say there's always tomorrow. The silence is dangerous, and there's no one to trust. When you're caught between the rock and the rage, it's time to turn the page. You find yourself in the midst of the struggle, and soon enough you'll emerge from the rubble. Stronger than ever, just hold it together. I know when the rain starts falling, hold your head up high. Don't you cry, you'll be fine. When the rain starts falling and the sun don't shine, don't you cry, I'm on your side. Tomorrow, when you feel like you've lost another day to the powers that play, have a creature mind, it's about time that you find that silver lining. One of a kind, but you're never alone. There's no need to face this all on your own, cause we're stronger together, withstand any weather. I know when the rain starts falling, hold your head up high. Don't you cry, you'll be fine. When the rain starts falling and the sun don't shine, oh, don't you cry, I'm on your side, cause there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Always tomorrow. Yeah. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race.
¿Cómo estás?
In recognition of Black Lives Matter and in recognition of our own Kenny Mitchell. As that preparation is taking place, I would like to open the floor to any of our guests to say what they thought or what they felt about the video or anything that they have on their chest about what's going on right now in the world. Hands. I can't really see. We're going to release the lanterns. We'll be releasing the lanterns on the shoreline so that they go up over the water, and with them they will take our well wishes and our hopes and dreams for the world to be a better place. Did you notice the extra footage at the end of the video with Kenny enjoying some special moments with his daughter? That's something that she will have to cherish for the rest of her life. She will always know that she was loved by her father. The video that we just viewed will be available on YouTube after tonight, so please make sure that you follow 12th Avenue on YouTube and all social media platforms. We will be showing the video once more after the lanterns have been released, just so that you get to look at it one more time and pay attention to details you may not have seen the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a bit windy tonight, so we are limited to one lantern being released. But as that is going on, I would like to give a special thanks again to Waves Beach Bar for hosting us. You guys have been awesome. In the 12th Avenue Band, lead vocals, Venetia Richardson, backing vocals, Michaela Skalaki and Elson Richardson, acoustic and electric guitar, O'Shane Johnson, bass guitar, Patrick John, keyboardist, Elson Richardson, drums, Jaden Fleming, percussion, Darius James, musical arrangement, Elson Richardson. This was produced by E Symphony Productions. Recording, mixing, and mastering were done by Anguilla Music Academy. Cinematography and concept were Chad Kent Visuals. The venues were St. Gerard's Roman Catholic Church and Anguilla Music Academy. The dancer silhouette, Michaela Skalaki. Creative director, Amethyst Davis. Special thanks to the friends, family, and extended family of the late Kenny Miles Mitchell. Makeup for lead singer was Beats by Dal, Delicia, and hair by Shanique of Bliss Hair Studio. I'm just checking on the progress of the lantern here. We're still working on this lantern here. Are you guys ready to see that video one more time? I think so. Okay, I've just been informed that they're going to let the lantern go. So the lantern is right behind the screen. So once the lantern is gone, then we will run the video. The lantern went out? Okay, the lantern went out. So we're just going to run the video.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
Coronavirus. The Chinese government says the death toll there has now risen to 361. Scott Hapgood faces a manslaughter charge for the death of Kenny Mitchell.
Breonna Taylor was a 26-year-old EMT.
Ahmaud Arbery was being shot and killed after being chased down.
The death of George Floyd.
Philando Castile, Tamir Rice.
Tatiana Jefferson.
Dear Lord, I can't breathe. When it feels like there's too much to swallow, down on your luck, good times they would follow. Believe me when I say there's always tomorrow. But the silence is dangerous, and there's no one to trust. When you're caught between the rock and the rage, it's time to turn the page. You find yourself in the midst of the struggle, and soon enough you'll emerge from the rubble. Stronger than ever, just hold it together. I know when the rain starts falling, hold your head up high. Don't you cry, you'll be fine. When the rain starts falling and the sun don't shine, don't you cry, I'm on your side. Tomorrow, when you feel like you've lost another day to the powers that play, have a creature mind, it's about time that you fight. That silver lining
estás?
Can we get a round of applause for that awesome video? For Chad Kent for bringing that to visual fruition. And to 12th Avenue. Give it up, give it up. So as we were unable to get the lanterns lit, we still want to make sure that our well wishes and our prayers go out to the entire world in this time, and to especially the family and friends of Kenny Mitchell. Please turn your attention to 12th Avenue, who is gonna serenade you tonight, give you some soft tunes to rock with.
Down.
They're coming right up. Thank you so much again for joining us this evening. We appreciate each and every one of you.
It's on mic. Oh, it's in front of the speaker. No, something.
Thank you to each of our speakers for coming out and making time for us this evening. Special thanks to Mr. Mitchell. We appreciate your bravery and your strength for giving us those words this evening and your memories of your son. The band seems to be getting everything in order. As soon as they're ready, we're gonna rock for the rest of the evening. So thank you again.
Nobody's here.
Start the band, start that beautiful video. Now here we go. This is 12th Avenue. Let's do it. Everybody look to the left. Everybody look to the right. Can you feel that? Yeah, we're playing with love tonight. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. It ain't about the cha-ching, cha-ching. Ain't about the bubbling, bubbling. Wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Seems like everybody got a price. I wonder how to sleep at night. When the sale comes first and the truth comes second, just stop for a minute and smile. Why is everybody so serious? Acting so damn mysterious. Got shades on their eyes and your heels so high that you can't even have a good time. Everybody look to the left and everybody look to the right. Can you feel that? Yeah, we're playing with love tonight. I ain't trying to do what everybody else do, just 'cause everybody doing what they all do. If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I call home. So am I wrong? Thinking we could be something for real life. Oh, am I wrong? Trying to reach things that I can't see. Oh, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just on vocals. Give it up for this lovely band behind me. On keys, you got my lovely husband, Elson. And on bass, young man Patrick. On guitar, you got O'Shane. Do you know Johnson's delivery? That's him. On backing vocals, you got Makila Skelly. She did the dancing in the video as well. And on drums, you know who's on drums? Do you know who's on drums? You got Jaden Fleming, let's go. I've never seen a diamond in the bed. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In a torn up town, no postcode FA, but every song's I go to. Grey goose stripping in the bathroom, blood stains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, and everybody's like, so Maybach, diamonds on your top, champagne, silence, seconds on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in the love affair, and we'll never be royal. It's a running our blood. This kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I rule. Let me live that fantasy. My friends and I'll be back to gold. We got our dollars on the train to the party, and everyone who knows the knows that we're fine with this. We didn't come from money, but every song's like gold. Grey goose stripping in the bathroom, blood stained ball gown, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, and everybody's like crystal Maybach, diamonds on your town, champagne, silence, tag on the gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royal. It's a running our blood. This kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz, and let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I rule. Let me live that fantasy. We're bigger than we've ever dreamed, and I'm in love with being queen. Life is good without a care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royal. It's a running our blood. Kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, baby I rule. And we'll never be royal. It's a running our blood. The kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. And let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I rule. And live that fantasy. I'm gonna need my backing vocals a little bit. I can't hear them. I hope you're enjoying this far. We got a bit more for you.
Oh.
Where 12th Avenue
Test 1, 2. Sound. Sound.
Ready?
Turn me down a little bit there.
Ready.
All right, ready to go. Had some battery issues and things. Rock. I don't need to be anything other than a prison guard son. I don't need to be anything other than a specialist. I don't want to be anyone other than the brother two souls in one. Part of where I'm going is knowing where I'm coming from. I don't want to be anything other than what I'm trying to be lately. All I have to do is think of me and have peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around, wondering what I got to do. I'm who I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be anything other than me. I'm surrounded by lies everywhere I turn. I'm surrounded by imposters everywhere I turn. I'm surrounded by identity crisis everywhere I turn. Am I the only one who noticed? I can be the only one who's learned. I don't want to be anything other than what I'm trying to be lately. All I have to do is be happy mind. I'm tired of looking down, wonder what I got to do. I'm who I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be anything other than me. Can I have everyone's attention, please? If you're not like this and that, you're gonna have to leave. I came from a mountain across the creation. My whole situation made from a grain of stone, and I will tell everybody I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I have to do is think of me and have peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around rooms, wondering what I got to do. I'm who I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be anything other than me. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Yeah. I don't want to be anything other than me. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Yeah. I don't want to be. I'm gonna bring it back to the Caribbean. Y'all know Rihanna, right? I'm gonna get a little creative. Don't make fun of me. I think I've had enough. I might get a little drunk. I say what's on my mind. I might do a little time.
Only you Isn't this band amazing? Big up the band. I'm gonna do one of my favorites for you. You might have heard this, but you're gonna hear it my style. Pain changes and fear when we're thinking when we're stop. I believe that pain has brought us here, and we should be together, but we're not. I'm laying up, but I'm dreaming of you. I keep my cool, but I'm feeling. I try to say goodbye and I choke. Try to walk away and I stumble. And though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not there. Goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. And though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not there. I may appear to be free, but I'm just a prisoner of your love. I may seem alright, smile when you leave. My smiles are just a front, just a front. I'm laying up, but I'm dreaming of you. I keep my cool, but I'm feeling. I try to say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and just stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not there. Goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and just stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not there. Here is my confession. May I be your possession. Boy, I need your touch. Your love kisses and such. With all my mind I try, but this I can't deny. I made it up, but I'm dreaming of you, baby. I keep my cool, but I'm feeling. I try to say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. And though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not there. Goodbye and I choke. Try to walk away and I stumble. And though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not there. You got O'Shane on guitar. Do your thing, O'Shane. Goodbye and I choke. Try to walk away and stumble. If I try to hide it, it's clear. We are going pick up the vibes a little bit. I love her. I miss a lover. I love a lover. Me know say you love this one. Action, not about my mouth, so we love it, make the girl just rock out. Me know say JD would have pulled this one up, you know. Him feel himself. So I'm loving you guys. Action, not about my mouth, so we love it, make the girl just rock out. Action, not about my mouth, so we love it, make the girl just rock out. You think you are so fine? Stop playing with my mind. You call me on the phone, and now you want me home. Me know you love this one. Action, not about but don't change your mind, don't you change it, oh no. Yeah, you called me today, drove on this way, but don't let this bus go to waste, oh no. A pleasure, pleasure, Highland is where we can go. Now I won't take your reason, now I won't take your fast. Your eyes say you please me, but your lips can't say ask. No need to fight it when you know it feels right. You say you're a fella who knows what he likes, then show me. You got to show me. Tell me all things that you're lonely. Show me tonight. Oh yeah, well show me. You got to show me. Tell me all things that you're lonely. Show me tonight. Love the way that you laugh, the way that you smile, makes me feel like you've been waiting a while. Oh yes, boy, darling, I've been waiting too. So let's ride, we can get freaky tonight. Right is the ticket to ride. Show me, boy, what you gon' do. No, I won't take everything, no, I won't take your fast. Your eyes say you please me, but your lips get the act. No need to fight it when you know it feels right. You say you're a fella who knows what he likes, then show me. You got to show me. Tell me all day that you're lonely. Show me tonight. Oh yes, show me. You got to show me. Tell me all day that you're lonely. Show me tonight. It's getting freaky in this room. Now let me hear you say you want that boom. We can take it slow, we can zoom. Baby, if you're ready for that. It's getting freaky in this. Now let me hear you say you want that. We can take it slow, we can. Baby, if you're ready for that. Well, show me. You got to show me. Tell me all day that you're lonely. Show me tonight. Oh yeah. Well, show me. You got to show me. Tell me all day that you're lonely. We can't do that. We have to do it one more time. Man, come on. Let's get it freaky in this room. Now let me hear you say you want. We can take it slow. Baby, if you're ready. Watch. Make them listen good. Let me hear you say you want it. We can take it slow, we can. Baby, if you're ready for that. Aye. Well, show me. You got to show me. Tell me all things that you're lonely. Show me tonight. Yeah, I'm bad in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Yo. So, there we are coming with a phone. That is we are reaping our record. What go on with this banya? Them like pull up, see? Let's go, Kila. Yeah, I'm bad in a life, man. Go on with it. Yo, it's me. I got me. So, there we are coming with a phone. Blessings we are reaping our record. Yeah, we give thanks like we needed the most. We ever give thanks like we're really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all coming like sun. We thank God for the journey, the earnings, and just for the gospel, yes. Gratitude is a must, yes. The blessings fall from the right hand. But I told you the friends will take off every load. One time, sit down in a class of a board, then only get the road down the car with the road. Third from Mr. Let me try a thing. And you know it formed out to be a fire thing. Now I'm on stage with Killer I sing. You see me all thing, you don't get the IRA. Like hello, proto, as to show you. Saw your post a spectacular photo. Keep it burning, yes, that's the motto. It mean about about through your shoulder. Down But I toast to the friends, but I can't baby Lord. One time, sit down in a class, now we go then, only to the road, now we go out. Just know what blessings upon me. And tell me you forgive me story. Just know what blessings upon me. And that's why I made it give him the glory. I'm delighted. Just know some passion ignited. Cause the music got me excited. I come me like a potion. Blessings up on my life, man. But thank God for the journey, the earnings I just put in plus. Yes. Gratitude is a must. Yes. The blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast with the friends, but I can't baby Lord. One time, they sit down in a class on the board, then only to the road, and they go on with it. Toast. Toast. Yeah, we give thanks. We haven't give thanks like we're really supposed to be thankful. Blessings fall coming right now. Y'all enjoying the music so far? Me can't hear you. Y'all enjoying the music so far? That sound more like it. Me know some of you now raise up your voice yet, but we're gonna make it change. Right? Let me go back. Reggae music do this hit to you. It touch you. It touch you in your soul, right? It loves this. Never see you rock so. Now it's time to play. You move me like the wind blows. As night becomes the day, I know you want to go slow, so where I don't know. What's rocking is the truth. Hear me when I say it, just like reggae hit me like a drum. Yeah, that reggae they causing our strum. Reggae sing out and I would come. Oh, reggae, you're the one. Reggae music. Once you tried to leave me, said how I was on my own. Imagine reggae tried to leave me. Music won't deceive me. Oh, I'll never be alone. I know you want to go slow, where I don't know. 'Cause rockin' is the truth. Hear me when I say it, just like reggae hit me like a drum. Reggae they causing our strum. There we go, Ocean. Reggae sing out and I would come. Oh, reggae, you're the one. No, can't forgive me, band. It's too shy. So me I pick up the band now. Right. Where do you think I should start? The heart and soul of reggae music. Give me the bass line. All right, Patrick, do your thing. When you hear the bass line in reggae music, you just have to groove. Reggae without the bass line or nothing. Alright, that was Patrick, y'all. On keys, you got Elton. Ain't nobody loves me better. will last forever. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. First put your arms around me, then you put your charms around me. I can't resist the sweet surrender. Oh, your life's warm and tender. We stare into each other's eyes, and what you see is no surprise. Got a feeling most would treasure. And love so deep we cannot let go. Hey, loves me better. Ain't nobody makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. Let's go, band. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. Loves me better than you. Loves me better than you. Loves me better than. Loves me better than. Loves me better than you. We got one more song for y'all. Then we're calling it a night. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. I really hope that you enjoyed that video. It really meant a lot to us. That video, it was a lot of work. But I really, really pray and hope that it blessed your heart. I pray and hope that that video gives you courage to fight. Fight for what we need to fight for. But guess what? Black Lives Matter. And when it comes to coronavirus, we don't know what agendas are behind it. We have to pay attention. And we have to make sure that we stand together as a people. Because people are dying for stupid things. People are dying for stupid reasons. We down here in the Caribbean, we're lucky sometimes. But you know, even things like Kenny Mitchell things happen like that. To the point where somebody comes in our country and does something like that and think they can get away scot, quote unquote, pun intended, scot-free. Let's remember what we have to fight for. One more song, guys. All night. That was 12th Avenue, guys. This is the amazing team that helped me. It sounds like they want to do one more. You think we should? You think we should? We have to do one more. You know, see me sweat. There we go. Say what I want to say. I really say what I want to say. Some people say what I want to say. I really want to say that. People don't know ya, but they won't judge you. They talking about you. Must be something about you. Smile in your face and talk in your body, making up things that's far from the facts. Why you talking and talking and talking about me? I'll be pressing and doing my thing. I'm telling you, please don't judge me. God don't put you to watch me. He don't like ugly. Don't tell them keep their eyes off me, off of me, off me, off of me. Ballet, ballet, ballet. Keep on talking, ballet, ballet, ballet. Keep on talking. You think it's easy? The bad man and envy. Take a walk in my shoes. Then let me hear you playing the same, talking your bad, making up things. Far from the fact. Why you talking and talking and talking about me? I've been pressing on doing my thing. I'm telling you, please don't judge me. God don't put you to watch me. He don't like ugly. Don't tell them their eyes off me, off of me, off of me, off of me. Ballet, ballet, ballet. Keep on talking. Ballet, ballet, ballet. Keep on talking. Guys, can I finish now? Is it okay for me to finish now? Can I introduce you now? Okay. All right, they say it's okay for me to finish. So I'm gonna try to introduce them again, right? On bass, I have Patrick. Do your thing one more time, Patrick. Just give me a little thing. That was Patrick. On keys, who's always next to me. My one faithful husband. Don't plan to have no more. Elson on keys. On the electric guitar, we have O'Shane. Give me a little something, O'Shane. And on drums, give me a little something, Jaden. We have Jaden on drums. And on backing vocals, I want to acknowledge Michaela Skellicky, because she just wasn't backing vocals for the video. She stepped in at the last minute, and she did a wonderful dance that was put into the video. I don't know if she want to do a twirl, but you can just do a little singing for us, girl.
Can you please don't judge me? Gotta put you to what
He doesn't.
Keep on talking, keep on talking.
our main vocals, you have me. I'm V. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of this event. Those who are at home watching on live or at work, wherever you are, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. But a special thank you for those who made it here. Chad, I have to big up Chad. Thank you so much. Amethyst, thank you so much for being a part of this. She was a great steward. Our families, and most of all, the family, the friends, the extended family of Kenny Mitchell, who allowed us to share, to be the platform for them to share what's on their heart. That video at the end of the official video, Emily kept that. Emily kept that dear to her heart. She didn't share it with anyone because the media did so much things. The media did so much things to the pictures of Kenny Mitchell. They tried to tarnish his name, and so she had to keep that one. She had to keep that one dear to her because it was hers. She felt that it was hers. But she felt that this was the time. She felt this was the right time, right, Emily? She felt that this was the platform. And I thank her so much for allowing Chad to put it in that spotlight, to show that you're not just taking away one human, you are haunting an entire family. So we just had to remind you about that. So I thank them, I thank Waves, and once again, Mr. Mitchell, for being brave enough to talk to the world today. And I hope the world sees this. I really do. Thank you, Gaff. Thanks, everybody. I don't know who else. Thank you. Keep on talking. Guys, take a bow. All of you, take a bow. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this. Have a pleasant night. Guess who's gonna crank up the place? Over in the corner. Over in the corner. You see him smiling. DJ Bless, y'all. He's gonna keep the vibes going. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant night.
With a voice much louder than a rolling thunder, and his presence causing the earth to tremble. Standing in his glory, commanding all mankind be still. He said, hear my voice and do my will. Take up your cross and walk with me. So said this man from Galilee. He said, I'll be there, so I know where. He said, I'll be there, so I know where.
Said he gave up his life so we can be saved and